Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and here I have the extremely rare red flesh tampoi. I discovered this pretty much exactly a year ago in the small town of Betong in Sarawak, and after that I think maybe I've seen it once somewhere else. Now 1 year later I went back to Betong and bought another kilogram of this fruit. Maybe from the same vendor, because since I haven't seen it pretty much anywhere else, the chance that the lady who sold it in Betong is exactly the same lady I bought it from a year ago. Well, I identified it as Baccaurea deflexa, but now I'm not so sure anymore. The problem with identifying those fruits is, well, even with the most common fruit and other plants in, let's say, countries which have been explored for a very long time, like let's say Germany, Britain or France, even there you find that everything they found out about some species or genus or group of species is completely wrong or completely misunderstood and whatever. And here in Borneo, with its endless jungles and very few explorers, it's even harder to correctly identify something. And if you find the fruit on the market, actually I found a very good description of Baccaurea deflexa online, but it talks at no end about the tree and the leaves and the flowers, and on the market I only had the fruit. So what is this? Baccaurea deflexa is supposed to have much smaller fruit, and the fruit a year ago were smaller than those. Those are considerably bigger than what I had a year ago. Maybe it was a bad year for this tree or this region. Well, let's look at them. The fruit are not flattish like in most tampoi species. Also, they don't have 3 carpels but 2. I think you can see here that they seem to be like, every fruit seems to be kind of separated into 4 segments, and they have like two carpels, and each of it has 2 seeds. So the maximum of seeds you can find in a normally developed fruit is 4, but they are not always 4 developed seeds. Like here there is a small whitish underdeveloped seed. So that's a difference with most of the tampoi species, which would have 3 carpels, each one with 2 seeds. So the maximum number of seeds in a normal fruit would be 6. Yeah, I guess maybe this reduced number of carpels is also responsible for this shape. Because of this shape, I thought maybe it could also be Baccaurea piriformis, which is a similar species of tampoi. The problem is that both species are supposed to be much smaller, especially Baccaurea deflexa. This online description says like the maximum size they state for the fruit is like 1.5 centimeters. Those are like 3 to 4, rather 4 centimeters across. Also, it says the adults are orange. Well, you can argue about colors. I would say this is like a red to very bright rusty brown. It's the color of a very bright horse chestnut. Let's try it. It's a tasty fruit like all tampoi. This one has a bit more sourness than other tampoi, but it's also very sweet at the same time. So, and one important feature seems to be, oh, look, there is one. I guess I'll find maybe 2 or 3 developed seeds at most in this small fruit. One other distinguishing feature is it's quite hard to crack open. Here I managed to do it tidily. 1 developed seed. Well, there will probably be another one there, but half of the fruit I tried to crack open, I end up with this stuff. It seems to be quite typical for this species, even when the fruit are fully ripe. It's really tasty, very sweet, pretty sour. You don't get much value for money because most of the volume is the very thick rind. There is also quite some volume in the seeds. Here is one of the seeds. I guess if you suck at them for half an hour, you can extract the flesh, but basically you suck at the aerial surrounding the seed for as long as you want. You can suck at it for like 20-30 minutes and it will still be sweet and sour. It's a very amazing fruit. I like it, despite the fact that only a small portion is edible. So folks, please tell me, what could be this fruit? Is this Baccaurea deflexa? Is this Baccaurea piriformis or some other species? Apart from that, stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful island of Borneo. And don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.